Hello, crypto fam, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's taking me a little bit. We've been traveling, but like I promise, anytime I'm doing a market update and we're starting to plan our trades, I'll make a video. So we're going to get right into it. And today the focus is really simple. The first step on this video, we're going to do a market update and we're going to look at all the charts that we look at every time we're trading. What we want to do is update the support and the resistance lines as they are subject to change, as the market is just full of emotions. We just need to adapt with it. Once we're done with that, we're going to talk about market sentiment, and we're going to look at some short position opportunities and some long positions and see if there's any opportunities we can find in the market today. Now, the first thing we want to do is break down the market update for the day. It's been about a week since we've opened the charts due to traveling, and there's been a lot of market changes. I mean, this volatility has been just so sexy, and I regret missing some of it. Look at this. Bitcoin, 6 days had an 8% up. And then we've had a drop of about 9% in the last 3 days. These past 3 days would have been shorting heaven, as you can see. And if you guys watch some of the previous videos on this specific strategy, you would know that in here we had missed, oh my God, so many of these. We had missed this short opportunity. We had missed this short opportunity, this short, and we had missed this long. Right? This would not have hit. This would not have hit. We missed this long, right? So there has been a lot of chances. I mean, if we look at it, we got a 2%er there, specifically when we're using our high leverage, right? This one was a lot shorter, would have been stomped out. This one was better at around 1.5%. And then this was the key drop at around 8% in 2 days. So although we missed these market opportunities, it doesn't matter. Why? What we're going to do is we're going to break down exactly what we're planning to do for the next week, because that's the best way to not miss some of these upcoming chances. Now, first step, we're going to go to the higher time frame, you guys, because we need to see what the market has done in the past week. And we're going to hide the indicators that make it difficult to see. See, that was a perfect Elliott wave we had there. We don't need these anymore. Right? So we want to start as fresh as we can. So we've got it here. And what we see in the market is we did top out up there at around 126, and we're right now back to 101 or about 97. But what we do have is we're in an extremely bearish trend line, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to now actually draw our long-term resistance. So we duplicated the last line, move this bad boy down here, and we want the two top points, if you guys understand how to use trend lines. So now we've got Bitcoin sitting in this little pocket. There's nothing else to really update besides that little pocket. And what it's telling us here is this is our support. So we have a chance to go long here, and we could open a little long opportunity, but we're going to want to use lower leverage. And the reason I say that is because as we pull out to the bigger time frame, we can see here, you guys, there is no other resistance, or sorry, support, right? Like we've broken this support. So now we're coming down to here. We've only got this trend line that's kind of holding us up, but it doesn't guarantee it's going to stick, right? We still have a chance to get back to the 61.8. And realistically, looking for a long here, we're going to want to use as low leverage as we can, right? So like in this case, from the last low, it's 0.60, but from the other support, we could even say the 61.8 is that number. So that's 3%. So if we're going to need 3%, we're going to pull out our magic spreadsheet. Make sure you guys take a screenshot of the spreadsheet and print it and have it near you, just so you know the liquidation numbers. As we know, we're going to need to be between the 20x and the 50x at needing a 3% stop loss. We're going to want to be in the middle. So I'd probably 25x this type of position here if we're going to go long, right? So how I would play this specific play would be we're going to do a long position. We'd put it here, enter the market now. We never want to market, right? We want a limit order. We would put it there, and then we'd probably shoot for something like this. And a good way to understand where your top point is going to be, you guys, is you're going to pull out the fib retracement, but you're going to use it from the last high point to assume that this is the end of the drop. And again, it's an assumption, right? So then we can move this up to the 61.8. It has a probability of hitting there, but it's not guaranteed. It never is in the market. But if we do a play like this, our ratio is 1.76 to 1. So we would be risking 3.32% of our margin balance. And if we use 25x or even 30x, we fit this parameter, so we only lose our margin. And then our profit capability is around 5.8x. This is how I would play Bitcoin if I was looking for a long. Now, for looking for a short, it's a tough time to short because there isn't another resistance above that we can say is our stop loss. Technically, we could flip it like this, you guys, and do the short here, put our stop loss up to here, but the probability of breaking above this is a lot higher. So I personally wouldn't want to go for a short with the stop loss. You'd want to just use low leverage and make it into a couple of day swing trade, just because we don't have a guarantee that we're following the red, and it could bounce back up on the green. But Bitcoin, we've got a couple of options to play for. We're going to leave the charts up. We're going to be staring at them throughout the day just to make sure that the lines are followed. And once we get a break of one of these longer term trend lines we're using, then we'll adapt to the market. So let's clear up the Ethereum chart. Same concept. We are going to hide the Fibonacci Bollinger Bands and the envelope. And we don't need any of these anymore. There we go. Now we've got a clean chart. Save that bad boy. And let's pull out even more time frame. So we can see this was a perfect trend line that is now turned into resistance. So this would have been a great spot to short. I'm actually really disappointed I missed it. That was a great bounce to it. And that's about a 14% move, which is insane, right, you guys? So let's do this. Let's move it now to here. And this will become our new support. The resistance stays the same. We might be able to do this. There we go. So we have a little bit of a, how do I say, this is going to be more of a angled line. So we're looking to see if it can make it back up to here. And if not, we're going to be looking for shorts. Hell, the best play to happen would be this and then this. And hopefully we enter the short right there. So there's Ethereum. All right, now let's go to Solana. We're almost there, you guys. We got two more. We need to be doing this consistently. This is the best way to make sure that we understand what's happening in the market. Again, look at that Solana short. Oh my gosh. And here, realistically, we don't need to make another change. This trend line is still valid. This trend line is still valid. This one is technically even still valid. And so is this one. But now this one will turn into resistance. Right? So now we wait. Same concept with Solana. We've got XRP and Doge to do. As you guys know, Doge and XRP are one of my favorite to trade. They've made me the most money. I love how much they move. I love their volatility. It is more risky though, but they're so much more worth it. Oh, look, we fully crashed out of that big trend line up, which is perfectly fine. But I do think we move this one. And we leave it here. And these are going to be our two lines to really look at. And then lastly, we've got Doge. So Doge itself, right? Doge itself is the most volatile out of our list. So we always need to be prepared for big movement. This red line is still valid, but this green one is not anymore. And if we really zoom out, you guys, this one is still valid. This one can be moved. And then we've now updated every chart we've got. And now the next step is to wait like a fisherman. And what I want to talk about here is market sentiment. So right now, as we all know, the market is at a down sentiment, right? So we don't want to be looking for longs. And if we do get longs, we want to be jumping out of them as soon as possible, or at least waiting until, like, look at it this way. You want to be using a trailing stop loss as soon as possible in any of these trades you take the next couple of days, specifically if you're going to take a long. If you're taking a long in this type of market sentiment, you're a little crazy, but the real issue is that if you don't move your stop losses, you're just raising your risk, and you don't want to be doing that. So right now, due to the market sentiment, you should be looking for short opportunities, as that's probably going to guarantee you the win rather than just guessing and jumping in, right? So right now, due to market sentiment, you want to be looking for shorts, and that's just for now. That could change tomorrow. We could get news and it could literally 10x from here. That's the benefit of crypto. So that's why the daily videos is important. Also, it's why you should be subscribed so you don't miss out on the news, specifically on the market. Now, we talked about some of the short position opportunities and some of the long. And from where we are right now, what we do want to do is we want to wait until we get a good bounce to justify a long, right? And we can go down to the shorter time frames. We see that we're bouncing. We had a stop, another bounce, but we needed to break above here to justify a long, and then we'll follow through with that long for BTC. And if we're going for a long on BTC, we might do the same thing in XRP and Solana. But as you guys can see here, I don't have a trade open, and I haven't had a trade put into here all last 2 weeks. So nothing put in, but we will get it updated. We'll get some trades in this week. We'll make some money in the market. Please make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.